Hello peoples of Minecraft. Today I'm going to be going over Redstone. Well, Redstone basics. I'm not going to be going over every single little thing, but just the basic little stuff and most common things used. First off, most common thing in the world, we have the redstone right here. Redstone torch, redstone repeater, redstone I never can pronounce these. What are they called? Comparator, redstone comparator, TNT, a piston, a sticky piston, a dropper, a dispenser, a note block, a redstone block, which we're not going to be going over this, but I'll tell you what it does. Just sends out a redstone current. Redstone lamp. If redstone hits it, it turns on. Pressure plate. A wooden pressure plate, a stone pressure plate, a weighted pressure plate, and a heavy weighted pressure plate. Iron door, wooden door, hopper. Man, why do they have such similar names? A daylight sensor. If it's day, it's on. If it's night, it's off. It's that simple. A trapdoor. All the rails here, except for an activator rail. And now let's go ahead and get started. If I go ahead and fly over here, we have the basic redstone. This is basically just a little thing that carries a current, and it, as you can see, it gets weaker as it goes, and it can go up to 15 blocks, and then it stops. And if you, I'll go over that in a second. Then you have this here, which is a repeater, and it's basically a timer. If you look, it takes a second to get all the way through. And this is a better example. You can see right there. And I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate something right here. I'm going to make this redstone go just as long as that, or a little longer. I'm going to go ahead and put a repeater. One of my favorite things. You can use this to extend the redstone current. Now if I turn this on, it stays strong because the redstone repeater keeps the power current up. Now let's continue. Here's a basic piston, and I'm just demonstrating the repeater one last time. And with a piston, the redstone has to be facing toward it. It can't just be redstone current going by the piston like that. The only time it can power the piston if it's going by like that is if it's right next to it, on top of it, or basically just like that. So if you power that, the piston goes up. Pretty simple. This is a normal piston. If the block pushes the block up, it turns off, the block stays there. The sticky piston pushes the block up, and now the block comes back down. And if you have this 13 blocks high and try to use the piston, it will not work. 13 blocks or more. And this one here is 12 blocks. Press that, it'll work. And then if I add that one, now it won't work. And then here we have this block right here, and most people think that this would not go through, but since there's a repeater, it'll go through and power that redstone on the other side. Same thing with this, the redstone's here, but the repeater's on the other side. And it powers it. One thing you need to notice about repeaters is there's a little arrow right here, and that's the only way it can be facing. If it's glass or something, a small block like a slab or something, it does not go through it. It has to be a full block. Redstone torch, basic power, that basically just powers the redstone. It's like a little power source. Here, if you take the repeater, wait, I think I put it down here somewhere. Yeah. Here's I'm going to jump ahead to this. Here's a repeater. The arrow is facing this way, which the current can only travel that way. If you take this, it does not go through that way. If you take this and power it, it goes all the way through. Now back to the redstone torch. If you have the block powered that the redstone torch is on, it turns off. If it's not powered, the redstone torch is on. And this demonstrates that it does it on all sides. like that. This here shows that if a redstone torch is on the bottom and there's redstone on, it powers the redstone on top of it. It does not power a repeater, it has to be redstone. Or it can be a piston or something like that, a dropper or something. This here shows that a redstone torch does not power that unless there's a block on top of it, just like that. Here you can use repeaters to create a little timer or a loop that goes on forever. I already went over that. And you can make this certain design right here. Just take a close look at that. And if you turn the redstone, turn the lever off, and this basically goes on forever, so you do very quick build of redstone. And this demonstrates how to make redstone go straight up. You use redstone torches, one block and on top of it, and it's a pattern of inverting over and over again. The piston is off. If I turn the redstone torch on, now it's on. Here is a demonstration of redstone going down. In this case, the piston's down there, the lever's up here. If you take a look at this one's a little bit more complicated. There's redstone on top of here, which I don't need that because once this block is powered by a lever or something, it'll turn off the torch. If this torch turns off, this redstone turns off. If this redstone turns off, then this block's no longer powered, which turns this torch on, and then it turns this redstone on, which makes this block now powered, turning this torch off. Now going to here, now this one is off, turning this on because the block is powered, and so on. I mean, because the block is not powered, and it does that all the way down here. And now if you flip the lever, the piston opens up, flip it again, and closes. And this is, I'm not going to go over hoppers because they take a while to explain. I'm just going to demonstrate something. This is what a comparator basically does. It gets if there is an item inside the hopper. As it passes by, you will notice that the piston goes up. And that can be very useful for many different things. Another thing it can do is if there's like an item inside a dropper or a dispenser or something, it can get, if there's redstone inside there, you can't do that with normal redstone. As you can see, there is an item inside there, but it does not work. You can't do that with a repeater, it has to be a comparator, which can now allow you to create so many new things with redstone. Here is a basic thing with redstone rails. These are powered rails, redstone torch next to it, which powers it. There's another example right here, it goes on, and it's just like redstone, it stops after a while. There's no extender like a repeater to make it go on longer. You just have to put a redstone torch next to this to keep it powered. And for this, as you can see, this track is powered, which is making it a circle. But if I unpower this track, now the cart comes off. As you can see, the redstone does switch the track, and now you can make an automated train station with that. And now for four last things. These are the only things I'm going over. Well, my mouse fell or something. This is a wooden pressure plate. If you stand on it, it goes off. If you drop something on it, it goes off. Wooden pressure plate, if you stand on it, it goes off. If you put something on it, it does not go off. Weighted pressure plate. This one's the lightweight pressure plate. If you stand on it, nothing happens. Drop something on it, one thing gets powered. And if you drop more, let me do another demonstration of that. One block equals one redstone power, and if you can see, the redstone is getting stronger the more you put on. See how it stopped right there? Okay, it's 4 long. And now it's 5 long. And it's all the way long now. So you have to put a lot of items on there to make it get longer. This one takes a lot more to put on it. One powers it once. I think it's 64 on it. Powers the next one. So I'm just going to go ahead and drop the other 24 on. Every 64. The first one on powers this. Next 64 powers this. Next 64 powers this. And I believe... Nope. It has to be 64 items. Any item. Doesn't matter what kind it is. If it can't stack, like if it's a sword or something, even though it can't stack, you have to put 64 swords on this to power it one block each time. You can use this for quite a few things too, and hopefully this video has turned out somewhat useful for those people who do not know anything about redstone. And I'm just going to go ahead and go over this spot right here. Here's redstone block. It's basically just an ultimate power source with a whole bunch of power to power the redstone, and it just keeps on powering it forever. And here's an example of the use of minecarts. Here's I forgot to go over these, but if a minecart goes over, it just puts redstone power next to it. And you can use this for, and the way, this here is redstone going straight up. You can use something like that to create this. I thought that looked cool. You can create another really cool thing, which, as you can see, because I was standing too far away, it got a little messed up. With redstone, you can create this. I'm gonna go ahead and fix this. Oh, I didn't need the cart in the first place. Except for that little glitch. I'm gonna have to replace them all back there to make sure they're all straight in a line. This here is really cool. I did not create this, but, well, I know how to create it, but I didn't invent this mechanism. Oh, there's 2 minecarts there. Normally this looks a lot better. No! Why is this happening to me? There. Hopefully there's not double minecarts. This time it should work. And there's more double minecarts. But you can get the basic concept of how this works. If there's double minecarts, they go slightly faster. Now let's go ahead and place that in. Stop it. And they all should come right to a stop. Start it back up again. And there we go. It's a cool wave of minecarts. I think that's really cool. And there's so many things you can do with redstone. I'm gonna try to show you one more if I can fly just a little bit faster. Oh, this is a good example here of a comparator. You can use comparators, put it behind chests. If you can't see it, there's a comparator right behind there, which this is opened and there's nothing inside it. It powers and it says the TNT trap has gone off. If you put it in there, it's powered and nothing happens. You can use redstone going straight up and droppers to make items move straight up. The redstone there got ruined with my X-ray mods, so can't show you that part. You can make things like data savers with droppers, like you press that button, that turns on, press that button, now that's on, press that button, now that's on. Pretty simple. Or you can make something bigger, same version as that but bigger. Press that button, this is on, it stays on forever. Press that button or power this redstone, it stays on forever. You can make something like this. Press that button, the door opens. Press the button again, the door closes. Press it again, it opens, and so on. You can use hoppers to make a shop. I'll just buy 5. This is kind of complicated. I don't think you can make this right away. So you can see it gives you 5 apples. Oh, that means that's empty. So, or the redstone's broken or something. But it will normally give you the exact amount you put in, unless it ran out of it. Or what just happened? I'll go fix that later. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. 5 apples. See, it works most of the time. You can make a sorter like this with the hoppers and redstone and comparators. You can create a sorter, a huge sorter like that. You can create things like this right there. You can create giant clocks, which that's over there. You can create little mini games like this. Teleports you on. Gives you all this extra stuff, and I guess that's going to be all for now. And I hope you enjoyed this little tutorial with some redstone and some examples of what you can do with it. I'm sorry it was a bit too long, but I hope it will turn out useful. So, whoa, why am I here? Where am I? Oh, you're serious. Oh my gosh. Oh well. Guess that's all I'm going to be showing you. Goodbye, YouTube. Hope you enjoyed this video. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. I really need subscribers. It's so hard to get these videos viewed in the first place because only the popular videos are on the front screen, and you can't be popular without subscribers, so just go ahead and subscribe. I'm sure you will like the rest of my videos. And the only reason why you should subscribe is if you like this video or if you want to see more of my videos. And just in case you don't know what subscribing is, it's basically where it gives you an update of my videos on your homepage when you come to YouTube. And it tells you what videos I liked and what videos I've uploaded. And you can I subscribe to many people, and it keeps you entertained on YouTube with a whole bunch of new videos every time you want to come onto YouTube. So I guess that's all for today. Please subscribe, and goodbye.